8:44 here on the Sonrise Morning Show. I'm Anna Mitchell. DJ Hueneman is joining us from Pregnancy Center East here in Cincinnati, where he is a chastity educator. DJ, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Have you guys gotten a lot of diapers in the past week, I hope?
Oh my gosh, I want to thank you personally for just putting it out there. Annie, I am not kidding. I pulled up to the office in the morning that you made the announcement, and on the doorstep were diapers waiting for us.
That's awesome.
So we're still in need of the large diapers, size 5, size 6. So if you're in the Cincinnati area, want to make a donation, we just greatly appreciate it. And sometimes just those diapers are the difference between a woman choosing life or not. So you guys are making a huge difference. So thank you so much.
Wow. If that doesn't convict you, I don't know what could, that the diapers could be the difference between somebody choosing life and not. Such a small sacrifice to make for a child's life, for sure. So if you haven't sent diapers over to Pregnancy Center East, please do so. Pregnancy Center West needs them as well. I heard that they need size 3 and up. So if you're over on the west side, be sure to drop off some diapers over there, or down in northern Kentucky to the Franciscan Daughters of Mary and the CareNet Pregnancy Center as well. I don't want to, we're talking about Pregnancy Center East here, but all of our pro-life pregnancy centers are important. So be sure. Yeah, absolutely, on the same team. So we're talking about the talk today, and you've got a post about the 5 common mistakes that parents make when giving the talk. And I think your first one here is pretty rampant among parents, and that would be avoiding the talk altogether.
Yeah, so I hear a lot of parents say that their kids are never listening to them. They're not going to listen to me, so what's the point of even trying to engage them about the talk of sexual purity? Well, I hate to burst these parents' bubble, but there was a study done by the National Campaign to Prevent Teen Pregnancy, and they interviewed over 1,000 college-age kids, and they asked them what was the most important factor in shaping their decisions about sexuality. And you can imagine what they said, right? Probably like the TV, the media, their friends. Well, they said those answers, but overwhelmingly, my parents blew all of the other answers out of the water. So no pressure, parents, but you may be the #1 influence on your kids' sexual decisions, whether you like it or not.
Well, I think you make an interesting point here, too, that you call it an inoculation method, which I thought was a really interesting illustration of the fact that sometimes parents think that the talk is just one and done, that you just give them the talk and then that's it. You can avoid the conversation altogether from there on out because, well, they've gotten the talk.
Yeah. I mean, I do notice this a lot, and if you apply this logic to other areas of the child's life, I see a lot of parents that they get very involved in sports, and they think that their child is going to be a college, get a full college athletic scholarship, and then go on to make millions as a professional athlete. So they spend so much time and their resources on sending their kids to camps, and they sink hundreds or thousands of dollars into training camps. But when it comes to the topic of sexuality, the parents think they can just inoculate their child from sexual impurity by just having the one conversation with their kid. And sure, sports are a part of many teens' life, but they often leave sports behind after college and maybe will never return to organized sports again. But sexuality is and will be a relevant part of that person's entire life. So how much more guidance should they need with all the intricacies of their sexual health? Certainly more than just one talk.
For sure, but one important thing that you mention here that is a problem for parents is that they often result in shaming the child, and that's not a good thing to do either.
Yeah, so parents may inadvertently give off the impression that sex is bad, or wave the shame finger. And this whole concept of sex is bad, that ideology, it led to the sexual revolution, which, as we know, has claimed many victims. The Ruth Institute is a great website to visit to see the result of the sexual revolution. So parents may inadvertently be paving the way for a mini sexual revolution in their child's life with this approach. Hugh Hefner himself, the man who started Playboy magazine, said, and I quote, he started it as a personal response to the hurt and hypocrisy of our Puritan heritage. So it's very important for our parents to pay attention to the way they approach the topic of sexuality, because children may inadvertently and unintentionally interpret their parents' intensity or tone to indicate that the body, sexual desire, sexual intercourse are bad, which they may inadvertently apply to their life and think that my body is bad and my desires are bad. But we know they're good. They have to just be oriented towards God.
Most definitely. And one that we're not going to get to this entire list here, but I really want to touch on your last point here, which is that another common mistake among parents is feeling like a hypocrite. If you are a parent and you were not sexually pure throughout all of your life, that doesn't mean you can't encourage your kid to be pure.
Definitely. I see this from a lot of parents. Maybe they're in a divorce. Maybe they were not sexually pure their entire life. But the way that they just label this, they slap this label on their foreheads and saying, I'm not worthy. How could I hold a higher standard for my kids? And I mean, if you think about some other people, somebody who was recently in the news, Jared, the Subway guy. What if he felt too guilty because of his poor eating habits in the past to tell other people about good eating habits?
Right.
There would be so many people that would not have received that information. So the way of thinking like that is it's a logical fallacy. So the message of sexual purity is not nulled by the person giving it.
Most definitely. We've been talking to DJ Hueneman from Pregnancy Center East. If listeners want to check out this list, DJ, where can they go?
So if you wanted more information, you can certainly visit us at pregnancycentereast.com, or you can see this list in its entirety at my blog at practicalpurity.com.
Practicalpurity.com. Thank you so much, DJ. We'll look forward to having you back for a series on all of this.
Thank you. You guys have a good weekend.
All right, you too.